The new season has arrived with a bunch of new animes as well as returning animes. You can finally feel the spring arriving, and with her comes the return of best girls, the arrival of new girls, and the ascendance of the boy, ya boy KONGMING. But first, let's quickly run through the returning animes as there are so many for this season. Data Live keeps coming strong with a variety of waifus. Kaguya-sama and Komi are neck and neck on the competition for best returning best girl. Science Fell in Love brought back an anime that really nobody was asking for. Ascendance of a Bookworm proves us for the third time that an isekai doesn't need to be about horny teenagers to be interesting. And we also got the second season of SHELD Hero. Man, did the hype die fast for this one. Dawn of the Witch is the sequel to the fantasy anime The Book of Zero. MACHIKADO MAZOKU Season 2 keeps bringing this cuteness. And finally, we got the fourth season of apparently one of the greatest mangas of all time that I have yet to watch, Kingdom. And that's it, all the animes for spring 2022. What is that? Only the returning animes? Jesus Christ. Moving on, let's start with the sports animes. Ever since Captain Tsubasa, every soccer anime has tried to reach the same peak. Aoashi is yet another one of them. With an interesting main character, a realistic but interesting story, and some quality animation, this story is looking good so far. So, is this the next Captain Tsubasa? Probably not, but it's still a good soccer anime. Love All Play, on the other hand, feels like the most generic sports anime I have ever seen. A young new player that joins a good high school and has an idol that turns out to be a douchebag. And oh, what is this, a rival? Yeah, you could find 10 more of these animes with the same premise. Then we have DANSEUR, which is an interesting premise about a guy afraid to do ballet out of fear of looking girly. The only tiny issue I find is the character design. Oh god, those necks are way too long. Finally, we have BIRDIE, about a girl from the slums with an incredible ability for golf. Now, I know that this is supposed to be a serious anime, but to me, this is what I call peak unintentional comedy. First, the girl used a full mask with hair and everything to play for somebody else. What happened to the skin difference? How did nobody notice? Then the woman who paid her used the mask to play a clandestine game against her just to miserably lose. And finally, in the middle of the episode, we have a black and white music video with shots of her looking at the horizon. I really have no idea what they were trying to do with this one. Now let's go for the cute girls. Do you remember that anime about a cute fox girl healing a tired guy after a long day at work? Well, I bring you a cute ghost girl healing a tired girl after a long day at work. We also have Komi Can't Communicate 2.0 in Aharen is Indecipherable. Honestly, this is basically a slightly worse Komi with a small girl approach and some updated references. Personally, if I had to pick one, just watch the new season of Komi. RPG Real Estate is set in a fantasy world where peace was achieved, so of course, our main girls work on a real estate finding houses for their clients. And honestly, this anime knows exactly what it is and embraces it. Cute girls doing cute stuff. In the Heart of Kunoichi, TSUBAKI also tries a similar approach with the cute girls doing cute stuff, but to a more niche audience, focusing on ninjas and girls on the younger side. Look, I'm not here to judge, but the FBI is searching for you. And here comes the new competition for Best Girl of the Season, with Shikimori is not just a cutie, where the roles are reversed and the guy needs protection while the girl is the cool one. But to me, the hidden gem of this season is the original anime Heroines Run the Show, where a small town girl goes to a new school in the big city and becomes the assistant manager for an idol duo that has a bit of a personality issue. With a good variety of cast, good music, and an unconventional main character, this show is looking great so far. Now on the fantasy side of things, we have the greatest demon lord is reborn as a nobody. That is yet another OP guy appears out of nowhere and becomes the strongest in the world and has a group of girls fighting for his love. You know, something that we haven't seen 100 times already. On the other hand, I'm Quitting Heroing brings another facet to the overused hero demon lord setting, where the hero decides to join the demon lord in rebuilding her army. Focusing more on the logistics rather than the fighting, this one is an interesting story to watch. Don't Hurt Me, My Healer answers the question, would you like to have a fantasy comedy centered around a single trope? At the beginning I was enjoying this anime about an annoying healer and a useless knight becoming adventurers. But unfortunately, This is their only trait. The healer is annoying and the knight is useless. So if you want the same joke thrown at you time and time again, well, I guess this one's for you. Finally, we have the skeleton knight in another world. That is yet another guy gets transported into a game world. But honestly, I feel this is what the genre was supposed to be about. A guy enjoying his time doing quests, fighting monsters and villains, and making friends, rather than trying to find a way out or fulfill a specific objective. Recently, there has been a new theme rising on the isekai mangas, and that is the otome game isekai, where a guy or a girl gets transported into an otome world. I know this type of shows are rom-coms with extra steps, but some people have their kinks, and this is mine. Trapped in a Dating Sim is the second story to get an anime after My Next Life as a Villainess, focusing on a guy that is reincarnated as a mob character. If you like rom-coms with a bit of fantasy, this one's for you. Continuing with the rom-coms, a couple of CUCKOOS brings the same vibes as Koitu Uso, a harem rom-com focusing on a guy and a girl that were switched at birth and now their parents want them to marry to become a big family. With a classmate as romantic interest. Incest, don't worry guys, it is okay because they are not related by blood. And an influencer girl? This one is a must watch for romantic anime lovers. But if you ever wondered if the Power Rangers ever wanted to go on dates, well, wonder no more. Love After World Domination focuses on the unexpected relationships between the Red Ranger and a commander of the evil organization, as they try to separate their working relationship to their romantic relationship. Personally, I think this romantic comedy fits perfectly to the parody theme of Power Rangers, and it is just an overall enjoyable watch. Moving on to seinen animes. First, we have yet another instance of unintentionally funny anime where a group of friends are made to compete in a death game just because one of them was a douchebag. But surprise, all of them are douchebags. This anime goes from 0 to 100 so unrealistically and so quickly that it becomes funny rather than thrilling. How they betray each other so quickly and think on the short-term benefits and forget that other people have turns is so completely out of touch with reality. But if you're looking for a good mystery thriller anime, Summertime Rendering is proving to exceed expectations so far. Focusing on a young guy that comes back to his home after the death of a friend, a mystery revolving around doppelgangers, mysterious people, and a ReZero type of time traveling, the story looks interesting so far. But let's be cautious, because without a good plot twist or ending, this anime could go from great to failure really quickly. Finally, moving on to the contenders for anime of the season. First, let's start with a bit of fantasy with the Executioner and Her Way of Life. Focusing on a priestess tasked with killing Japanese people transported into this world, she meets her match when a girl with the power to turn back time proves to be impossible to kill. I got to say, the premise focusing on the people of the world rather than the Japanese people is refreshing, and a moral decision of killing innocent people to protect the normal humans brings the story to another level. If this story keeps going at this pace, it's looking to be a strong contender for anime of the season. Next, we got the highly acclaimed Spy Family, focusing on the story of a spy, an assassin, and an esper. So far, no episode has really impressed me, but the story keeps slowly getting better and better. And even though they are sexualizing little girls and promoting child trafficking, it looks like the wholesome story that we're all searching for. And finally, let's end things with a bang. Have you ever asked yourself, what would happen if a Chinese strategist from the Three Kingdoms era was reincarnated in modern-day Japan and decided to help a young artist to become famous? Yeah, me neither. But apparently, someone thought about it. Yaboy KONGMING is the perfect example of something that shouldn't work, but weirdly enough, it does. Either by its fire intro, the unexpected turn of events, the vocals of the girl, or simply the plot. What is there not to love about this anime? I personally wish I was there because I also want to take some drinks with your boy KONGMING. And those are all the animes worth mentioning from the new spring season 2022. Is there an anime that you think I missed? Which anime is your favorite of the season? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, see you guys next time.